Hello, how are you? And welcome back to the channel. Today I'd like to tell you about the Axeman and how he terrorized the city of New Orleans. New Orleans, a city among the state of Louisiana, located in the southeastern portion of the United States, south of Arkansas between Texas and Mississippi. The city of New Orleans is also described as a multicultural place and known for its Cajun and Creole cuisine. It is also known for the holiday Mardi Gras, which is a great deal to the natives in New Orleans and has been celebrated since 1699. But in this story, we're going to go back to 104 years ago, in the year 1918. It was a very different time in New Orleans, as panic ran high throughout the city. A unidentified serial killer known as the Axeman terrorized from May 1918 to October 1919. The Axeman would attack his victims with a straight razor or an axe, which often belonged to the victims themselves. He would enter people's homes most of the time by removing a panel on the back door of a home using a chisel. He would then attack however many victims he could find inside. He never removed items from his victims or their homes, as his crimes were never motivated by robbery. The Axeman's victims were mostly Italian immigrants or Italian Americans, leading many to believe the crimes were ethnically driven. There were many media outlets that also thought the mafia were involved. Some crime analysts even thought the killings were related to sex, and that the only reason why there were male victims were because they got in the way of a woman. Another theory is that the Axeman killed to promote jazz music, suggested by a letter the killer wrote to the local news outlet, reading, and I quote, "They have never caught me and they never will. They have never seen me, for I am invisible, even as the ether that surrounds your earth. I am not a human being, but a spirit and a demon from the hottest hell. I am what you Orleanians and your foolish police call the Axeman. When I see fit, I shall come and claim other victims. I alone know whom they shall be. I shall leave no clue except my bloody axe, besmeared with blood and brains of he whom I have sent below to keep me company. If you wish, you may tell the police to be careful, not to rile me. Of course, I am a reasonable spirit. I take no offense at the way they have conducted their investigations in the past. In fact, they have been so utterly stupid as to not only amuse me, but His Satanic Majesty Francis Joseph. But tell them to beware. Let them not try to discover what I am, for it were better that they were never born than to incur the wrath of the Axemen. I don't think there is any need of such a warning, for I feel sure the police will always dodge me, as they have in the past. They are wise and know how to keep away from all harm. Undoubtedly, you Orleanians think of me as the most horrible murderer, which I am, but I could be much worse if I wanted to. If I wished, I could pay a visit to your city every night. At will, I could slay thousands of your best citizens, for I am in close relationship with the angel of death. Now, to be exact, at 12:15 earthy time on next Tuesday night, I am going to pass over New Orleans in my infinite mercy. I am going to make a little proposition to you people. Here it is. I am very fond of jazz music, and I swear by all the devils in the nether regions that every person shall be spared in whose home a jazz band is in full swing at the time I have just mentioned. If everyone has a jazz band going, well, then, so much for the better for you people. One thing is certain, and that is that some of you are people who do not jazz it out on that specific Tuesday night, if there be any, will get the axe. Well, as I am cold and crave the warmth of my native Tartarus, and it's about time I leave your earthy home, I will cease my discourse, hoping that thou wilt publish this, that it may go well with thee. I have been and will be the worst spirit that ever existed, either in fact or a realm of fantasy. The Axeman, dated Hell, March 13th, 1919. There were no murders that night, as people blared jazz throughout their homes and businesses, and all throughout New Orleans. But before the letter had made its way, some were not so lucky. The Axeman had managed to kill 6 people and injure another 6, making it 12 total. Sometimes he'd slice victims' necks using the straight razor to the point of decapitation, while other times he took it as far as bashing their heads in with an axe before leaving. What makes these murders very bizarre was as mysterious as they began, they came to an end, never to have happened again, disappearing without a trace. And that's the story of the Axeman. Thanks for watching, and good night.